Well, here we go again. More fires at Central Park this time, and I'm going to give a disclaimer now. If you don't want to hear ranting, and if you're not from New York City, and you don't have the patience or the time to deal with it, then this video is not going to be for you. So if you want to click out, go do so now. In fact, even give me a thumbs down. I really don't care, because I'm just so annoyed that Channel 1's not even covering this. I mean, this should have been the lead story on Channel 1. You know what they're addicted with today? Coronavirus! Who cares? It's been 2 years! We're trying to get our lives back to normal! Hey, here's what the health commissioner said today about this new variant they're so obsessed over.
BA2 is more transmissible, as you know, than the original variant, but it does not appear to cause more severe illness, and it doesn't appear to have any more ability to evade the vaccination.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't... I mean, this is what they're all obsessed with. They're all obsessed about the coronavirus still. I mean, give me a break! We are transitioning into an endemic! So anyhow, let's just take a look at what Moderna said over the weekend. Yeah, Moderna's been busy. You know what they want to do? They want to give me a 4th shot now. I mean, they're working on a 4th shot now. And I may consider taking it because, obviously, I may be leaving New York in a couple of months. Because the way things are looking, I may be leaving the state for good. I literally am on the verge of getting out of here. After seeing the parks getting, destroyed. I mean, let me show you something. Best park in Delaware. You want to see a beautiful park? This is where I may end up. Let's pull it up. The way things are going, I may be spending a lot more time in this park. White Clay Park in Newark, right on the Pennsylvania line. This is where I'm going to have to feel safe? And this is a beautiful park, don't get me wrong. I mean, this shouldn't be happening to any park. This shouldn't be happening to any wildlife. But who keeps lighting these fires in Central Park? I want to know what's going on here, so let's read this. Alright, so FDNY reported that this is the second time that this happened in the month of March. Obviously, we did talk about this earlier in the month. Okay, so this happened at 2:35 in the morning. So I literally had to find out from Channel 7 about this. Because, again, it seems they're more involved with the New York City news than anything else. You know what they let off with? They let off with all the shootings that happened this weekend. So it says here, patrol officers used fire extinguishers and buckets. FDNY spokesman said they believe someone set the fires, though it wasn't clear if they were set by the same person who lit fires on both sides of the parks nearby West Drive in the first week of March. So, very disturbing. 2 fires. Yes, okay. So I'll show you where the Bow Bridge is on the map in just a second. I mean, I'm just disturbed right now. I'm just literally, really disturbed that this could happen. Out of all places, by Bow Bridge. I'm just disturbed right now. I literally am disturbed right now. I mean, really. Right here. I know exactly where this is. Right by the lake. Well, you know what? I may consider visiting this in April now. To show my support for Central Park. I am really considering going to this in April. Because I want to show my support for the park. Alright? I really am considering it now. Because after I heard this today, I may have to take a trip. Because no one should be messing with Bow Bridge. Alright? This is right by... You know where this is? This is right by Strawberry Fields. The Central Park Memorial for the late Beatle John Lennon. Alright? You do not mess with the parks. You don't! Alright? So, go on ahead. Alright? I'm not going around a fight. If this is going to be where my permanent park is in Delaware in the future, then this might have to be it. Because at least Delaware cares about their parks. Delaware cares about their wildlife. Right? This is a beautiful wooded area. You don't mess with the parks. Sorry if I'm going to keep ranting, but I'm just like Pine Power. Alright? You mess with the Pine Barrens, you get angry with him. Alright? You mess with me when it comes to the parks. Alright? Nobody messes with the parks. Nobody does that. No. So let's go to the shootings that happened over the weekend. Where are they? Here we go. I'm just going to organize this. So here we go. I'm trying to get you the number of how many shootings there were this weekend. Alright, here we go. 24 incidents. Look at the number here. Look at the number. This is just like Chicago. This is just like Philadelphia. 24. Count them. 24. You think this is okay? You really think this is okay in what is supposed to be, again, the economic engine of the United States? Right? New York City is supposed to be the economic engine of the United States. Supposed to produce the most gross domestic product. You know where that money's going into now? You know where all the finance industry is going to? They're going to Wilmington, Delaware. Because Wilmington is being gentrified right now. They're trying to make Wilmington a safe city. Alright? They're doing all they can to do it. So I want to go to the shooting that happened at the Dunkin' Donuts, because obviously we know what happened with Dunkin' Donuts over the weekend. In fact, hang on. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Charlton D'Souza from Passengers United wanted me to bring this up. So what day of the week did this happen? I just want to confirm. Okay, happened on Sunday, right, because Charlton was the first to text me. 27-year-old man was shot in the torso on the northbound C-train platform at Shepherd Avenue, and the victim was taken to Brookdale Hospital. 2 suspects are being sought in connection to the shooting. So apparently one of them knows the victim. I mean, come on. And look at this, drive-by shooting in the Bronx. But obviously we're not going to get into that. Look at this. NYPD says, so far through Sunday, 284 people have been shot. 253 incidents, all 5 boroughs, including that man who was shot on Corporal Kennedy Street, sitting in his car at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, I was actually on Northern Boulevard today, right by the precinct. I mean, it's kind of scary to think that why would you want to be in a car waiting around? I mean, that's kind of dangerous now. You know, you shouldn't have to be doing that. I mean, thankfully, again, he was right by the precinct. But still, I mean, the only reason why I feel safe around Northern Boulevard is because, again, thankfully 111 precinct's right nearby. So, something happens, 911 gets called, 111 precinct comes right away. So, obviously, I did see the neighborhood safety team in Fresh Meadows. So, at least Eric Adams is keeping, you know. And Eric Adams is supposed to talk about guns today. I mean, who cares? Who cares? Yeah, so I'm just multitasking here because I want to send a picture to a friend of mine because there's going to be a launch of Wallops Island tonight. So at least that will get my mind off this nonsense. Yeah, so I have Channel 7 on in the background because I need the forecast for Saturday. Because guess where I'm going to be on Saturday? It's that sure. So I'm going to be just like Pink and I'm actually going to go to one of my favorite restaurants in Rockville Center before I have to go to the Barrens of Mid-Island to see my friend. So, let's get into this incident that happened at the Dunkin' Donuts, because obviously Channel 7 did cover it, and my dad told me to, bring this up. So if my father is watching, which he rarely does watch Andy's Randomness, I think he needs to pay attention. Cops released video Sunday of a woman who allegedly sparked the deadly shooting of a Jamaican immigrant following a fight that broke out at Dunkin' Donuts. So here we go. Stephen Stewart was blasted Friday at 1:30 p.m. in broad daylight. Are you kidding me? East Gun Hill Road coffee shop after he and a friend got into an argument with the woman over her cutting the line. She tells them to back off because they probably have coronavirus. The victim and his friend then left the shop, but the woman followed them out. The woman can be seen on surveillance making a video call. She then met with a man between 17 and 25 years old and then had another confrontation with Stewart. Police sources said the man was her boyfriend. During that argument, the female and the suspect mentioned someone about getting a firearm. At that point, the male goes off into a building. So, this is from an NYPD source. Stewart and his friend then split up and went in different directions. Police believe Stewart was shot to death sometime after that. So there you go. That was one of the 3 homicides that was reported over the weekend. Stewart immigrated from Jamaica back in December of last year. He has no criminal record in New York City. So, just disturbing. In broad daylight. And then there was another shooting in broad daylight. This one in Brooklyn. Wait, where's the shooting in... Yeah, here we go. This is the one in Brooklyn. 911 call at Ralph Avenue in St. John's Place. This happened earlier this afternoon. 34-year-old man was shot 3 times in the back. Bad news is, paramedics did rush the victim to Brookdale Hospital. We don't know if the man's going to be okay, so... I mean, this is what's going on in New York City. I mean, this is what's literally going to drive me away from leaving New York. This is the main factor. Alright? Besides the fact that I shouldn't have to be paying 8% sales tax. Right? I went to 7-Eleven today. The bag of chips were $2.19. This time 2 years ago, I was only paying $1.99. $1.99 at 7-Eleven. I mean, really. So let's get into the subway issues, because Channel 1 did cover it today. So the subways were a huge mess this morning, and we're going to get into all the chaos that happened. So we're going to get into the real reason why the F&G train had an issue this morning. So here we go. F train service was suspended earlier this morning between Coney Island and the 2nd Avenue station in Manhattan. The G train was suspended between Bedford Nostrand Avenue and the Church Avenue station in Brooklyn. So it says that service was restored to Smith 9th Street on both lines around 9:20 a.m. and there was service to Church Avenue before 10 o'clock this morning. So that's not what really happened. So this is what actually happened. Oh, okay, so this is a separate incident. Never mind. Okay, I misread. So the bad news is, 7th Avenue station yesterday, a man was walking in between the cars. This is on a Manhattan-bound F train. So, I mean, this has been a really rough couple of hours for people in Brooklyn who are relying on the F and G lines. I really do feel bad for them. So, just disturbing. So let's get into what else happened this morning. Yeah, I'm not going to read the AM New York article because Spectrum News actually had a decent article about what happened today. So I'm just going to close out a couple of the other articles before we wrap this up. Alright, and sadly I have to report that there was a fatal incident on the Lexington Avenue line this morning. 4, 5, and 6 trains were held, and then they ran with delays after a person was struck by a train at Grand Central Terminal. So it says here, Transit District Police said the 40-year-old man was struck by a southbound train at the Grand Central Station and was transported to Bellevue Hospital with a leg injury. Police believe the person who was struck by the train is going to be okay. So, lastly, the Queens Boulevard line had a problem. E, F, M, and R trains were running with slower speeds because there was a signal problem near the 67th Avenue station. So, I bet the 7 line was pretty crowded this morning. Can't blame everybody for trying to take the 7. So there you go. I mean, that's what's going on. I mean, obviously, Channel 1 really doesn't care that there was, again, fires in Manhattan. Oh, well, hang on here. I'm going to read this before we wrap this up. Yeah, I heard about this on 1010 Wins this morning. Alright, so this happened at Fan Dam and Greenwich Street. So, apparently, a man was doing donuts. Yeah, round circles. This happened on midnight on Saturday, March 19th. Police said the 23-year-old victim in the red shirt was seen walking in front of a car before falling down. So that's disturbing. The man suffered a fractured skull, a brain injury, and severe trauma to the body. The car fled the scene and police are now looking for a driver. And then it says that a yellow decal that says Tyler Speck. Right, that's disturbing. So there you go. Channel 1 doesn't even update their crime news. And then they're claiming, oh, it's not going to be a deep search. Well, again, my message is simple. Cover the quality of life going on right now. We have a real quality of life crisis in the city. And I know, again, my Long Island friends don't want to hear it. They don't want to deal with it. But again, there's a ripple effect. You're gonna see the crime in Long Island. It's already there. You're already seeing it. You just don't want to pay attention to it. Because again, one day it could happen to you. And, I'm very lucky that I've only been the victim of a crime once. And I only got robbed $5. But, the point is, it's just crazy what's going on here. It's ridiculous. And, Channel 1 is just up to their usual antics. You know what? I'm going to keep calling them out. Right? You have a major fire again in Central Park. How could you ignore it? Right in front of your eyes. I am going to go to that bridge. No one's stopping me. I'm going to that bridge. You don't mess with wildlife. Okay? No one's going to stop me. I'm going there in April. You can't stop me. Okay? So I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you for watching.